I've made a couple of videos that are directed at immigrants coming into the UK, which is what should you study? Should you study a master's degree in public health? I've tried to answer some of these questions and I hope that you've seen those videos. Now, in today's video, we're specifically going to be talking about something I promised you that I will be talking about, which is how to find a job after your master's degree. How how do you find that job? Now, if you haven't watched those previous two videos that I mentioned, I feel like you need to watch it to fully understand what I'm talking about and some of the options that I have mentioned, although I'll be glossing over them briefly in this video. Now, let's get into the video proper. Okay, so congratulations, you want to study a master's degree in the UK. But for you to get a job after your master's, the plan for that starts before you even start that master's degree. Interesting, yes, yeah. So I guess that popular quote comes in play here, that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That goes for this. If you fail to plan for how you will get a job after your master's, you plan not to get a job. Honestly. So you need to have a proper plan in place. Now, what does this plan entail? So what I've done is I've grouped it into like 4 steps. Now, step 1 is before the master's. Before the master's, what do you do? Before the master's is you want to know the course you want to study. This is why I said you need to watch that previous video. And also, if you have not liked and subscribed, make sure you do that. So you want to be sure, am I choosing the right course that is going to afford me the opportunity to be able to get a job after my master's? What are some of these jobs that gives me the advantage? I mentioned that in the previous videos as well. The list is extensive. I grouped them. I can pop it on here as well if I'm excited to do so. Yeah, so it's a very massive list that I have grouped into different sectors. That you have an advantage of knowing, oh, some of these courses will give me the opportunity to get a job, a guaranteed job, a proper job within the UK, right? So you have that plan in place, which is I've chosen the right course. Congratulations. I mean, I guess that's the biggest part of this bit of this step is if you choose the right course, you make your life easier. But if you choose a very competitive course as well, you need to have a plan of how, I mean, if that's your goal, if that's your aspiration, I can't fault you for that, but you need to have a plan in place of how you then want to take advantage of that how you want to leverage that to get a job. There needs to be a plan in place. That's the thing. So that's before the master's. Now, during the master's, what do you do? During your master's, the biggest thing you can do for yourself is 1, perform excellently well in your master's. Like ace it. You can tell me, you can attest to it that the UK education system is fantastic. It is great. It is possible for you to put in that hard work and be able to see the reward of your hard work. So put in the hard work. If possible, get a distinction. Couple of guys, my friends and people that I know who've gotten distinctions have had it easy. Well, not easy, but they've had an advantage in getting a job after their masters. So you understand what I mean by put in all the effort. During that master's, do everything you can and get a very good grade. Now, another key bit you need to do during that period is you need to network. Now, in fact, you need to network all through, but during the master's, you need to network with your lecturers, with people on LinkedIn, leverage people who look like you, reach out to them. This is where I am. This is what I'm doing. Can you advise me? How do I proceed? Now, what this does is it doesn't just put you in front of them, like it doesn't place you in front of them and then they see you as, oh, this person is trying to work towards a goal. Aside that, it gives you an advantage such that if they have an opportunity, they'll be like, oh, I remember somebody messaged me. Let me message this person and let them know there is an opportunity here. That's the advantage it gives you. It gives you an advantage in that regard and you want to leverage that. You 100% want to leverage that. So network. You cannot over network. You need to network a lot. And then while you're doing that master's, you need to start considering what are the options that are available for me in this field? What are the things that are available for me? What are the opportunities out there for me? How do I leverage that? Now, during that master's as well, get a volunteer job. I know you might probably have your part-time job that you do as a student, but also get a volunteer job that aligns with the role that you're trying to go for, that would afford you that sponsorship. Get a volunteer job. If you're doing professional courses like nursing, you probably don't need to, because you have your placement, you probably have your part-time job as maybe a support worker or something, a bank staff, so you probably don't need that. But for other fields, get a volunteer job that aligns with that role you're going for. I mentioned in the previous, you see, that's why you need to watch this previous video that I'm talking about. I can't keep repeating everything over and over again. How to get a volunteer job as well. So I mentioned one of the key platforms that I think offers volunteer roles a lot is charityjobs.com. If you look in there, and they are good jobs, good volunteer jobs. It's not just storekeeper or something. Before you start rolling your eyes at me, you have jobs there that you can leverage and use as part of your job search prospect. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Job search prospect.
Yeah, boy.
Alright, so yeah, that's it. Now, at the end of the master's has come to an end. You've done fantastic. You've done very well. You've networked. You have people within the field, experts within the field that you can message. Now, what you want to do is take advantage of that and say, oh, I'm done with my master's. I had a first class. I had a distinction in this, I had recommendations from this. What I'm looking to achieve is this. How can you guide me appropriately? Can you mentor me to achieve this? Do you understand? Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Don't be in your room and just be saying, there's no job in this UK. There's no job in this UK. This UK is very hard. They don't even like us. They are very biased. Are you putting yourself out there? Are you doing enough? You need to have put in your best before you say, oh, but I really tried. So, excuse me, if you're not putting yourself out there, then you haven't tried. So you need to put yourself out there. You need to reach out. You need to network. Now, then you need to be very strategic about your application. Don't just apply for any and everything, because applying for a job is a tedious process. It's not a beans. It's not a joke. It's quite tedious. So you need to make sure that each one that you apply for, you put in your best. Your personal statement, top notch. You address all of the skills and essential skills, desirable skills. You address each one. I think we need to have a separate video on that, on how to make sure that your personal statement covers all of the bits that they're asking for within that job description. So I've had the opportunity to assess some applicants, and I was shocked at personal statement. So I had like 3 applicants who I think were really good. They qualified, more than qualified, but their personal statement was an absolute nightmare, such that was the reason for the disqualification. Like, if you couldn't be bothered to provide a very good personal statement, well, I can't be bothered to hire you as well. Do you understand? So yeah, it's that kind of situation. So it's important how these dynamics are set up. But I guess I'll have to create a video on that, how to write a personal statement for each job application in a simple and effective way, and then look out for that video. Once that's out, I will post it in the community tab section. So that's why you need to follow, you need to like, you need to subscribe. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, there's that. So you need to be very strategic about this job application. Don't just push out anything for anything's sake. Don't use your public health CV to be looking for a job in data analysis. Don't appear stupid. That's very off. So again, network. Be very specific, and one other mistake that I see a lot of people make is when they want to apply, you go on LinkedIn, you see the LinkedIn jobs, you just click apply, and then your generic LinkedIn CV is sent to that company, oftentimes you either don't even hear from them at all, or you just get a generic unfortunately. That's because you haven't done your due diligence. First thing first is you want to reach out to the hiring manager is there. Reach out to the hiring manager, give the hiring manager a call, message the hiring or DM the hiring manager to say, hi, I'm this is who I am, this is what I've done, this is what I've achieved. Now, what does that do? That stands you apart from all others. It puts you in front to say, oh, who is this person? Oh, wow, I'm intrigued, I'm interested. And it's a situation of, oh, can you send in your CV and personal statement or cover letter, and let's have a discussion. And then maybe with that, you pass your first stage of recruitment, and that's it. You're on to the next stage. So you need to be able to set yourself apart in a good way. In a good way. I emphasize that. Don't go harassing your hiring manager. That person doesn't like, no, I don't want this person. So set yourself apart. There needs to be something that makes you stand out. You can't just be like others and expect to be chosen. Do you get the deal? So yes, that's it. You need to have a strategic way to search for your job. That's strategic job search. Strategic job search. Yes. So, I guess that's about the key bit of how to find a job. But the main thing is, if you don't take anything away from this video as an immigrant, the choice of course you choose to study either puts you at an advantage or disadvantage by the time you're looking for a job. Now, the approach to job search could also put you at an advantage or disadvantage. If you fail to network, you're shooting yourself in the leg. Now, that's majority of what I've said today. That's in summary. All right. So this video is intensely packed. It is great. Send it to somebody that you know will benefit from it. Now, until I see you again in my next video, make sure you put a smile on somebody's face.